Three different companies, three completely different root causes, and in every case, the founder had been spending money and energy on the wrong thing. Not because they weren't smart, but because they never actually mapped the full picture. That's the problem Integral Revenue OS was built to solve. Before I explain what Integral Revenue OS does and how it works, I need to address something that shows up in almost every conversation I have with founders in your position. And it's the reason most revenue improvement efforts fail, not because the solutions are necessarily bad, but because they're aimed at the wrong problem. The first one is the belief that more leads will fix a broken revenue process. This one is almost universal. The logic sounds reasonable. If we just had more leads coming in, we'd close more business. But what actually happens when you pour more leads into a system that isn't working is that you amplify the leak. Every lead that enters a broken follow-up process stalls in a manual handoff or lands in a CRM that nobody's checking. And that costs you twice, once to acquire, once to lose. I've watched founders spend 5 figures a month on lead generation while sitting on 60% inactive pipeline that hadn't been touched in 90 days. More traffic into a leaky system is not a good strategy. It's an expensive way for the team to feel busy. The second belief is the belief that a new tool will fix a broken process. This one is even more insidious with all the AI tools out now because AI has made the promise feel more compelling than ever. Buy the right software, add the right automation, connect the right integrations, and it'll all come together. About 95% of AI pilots fail to produce bottom line results. The process failed. Automating a broken workflow makes the broken workflow run faster. The software bill goes up, the revenue leak stays exactly where it was, and the founder ends up stuck in a stack of tools nobody on the team actually uses. The third belief is perhaps the most personally costly and the one I see most often with savvy, experienced operators, the belief that they already know where the problem is. Look, you've been running this business for years. It's the close rate, for example, or it's the leads, or it's a team performance problem. But intuition built from proximity is not the same as a data-backed map where revenue is actually disappearing. The real constraint is almost always hiding one step before or after where you're looking. A professional services firm spending 18 months on sales coaching for 2 underperforming reps finally discovered the real gap. Their top performers spent 68 minutes preparing for each major meeting, while the low performers spent 12 minutes. Nobody had ever documented a preparation protocol. The problem wasn't skill, it was a missing system. The sales coaching solution was aimed at the wrong problem. The common thread across all of these beliefs is the same. They all bypass diagnosis. They jump straight to a solution, more leads, a better tool, a familiar fix, without ever establishing with clarity which specific stage of the revenue process is actually broken. And that bypass is where the money disappears. The problem isn't that you've tried the wrong things, it's that the market keeps selling you solutions to problems it never actually confirmed that you had in the first place.